Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, which you probably are because this is like my fourth video, my name is Rhea, and I made this YouTube channel to document my journey in getting better at the Pokemon trading card game. So today, my rundown is going to be about League Cup results that happened this weekend. Okay, so what I do to collect this data is I go on the Facebook group Hey Fonte, and I manually write down or copy over to Excel all of the top 8 results posted in Hey Fonte. And then from that, I look at the top 4 and I see the percentage of decks that are represented in the top 4. So as you can see here, Buzzwole was highly represented mostly in the form of Buzzrock. So 17% of the top 4 decks from 12 standard cups were Buzzrock. Buzzrock does really well in this meta, basically. And then second to that is Vikabulu, which really illustrates this change in our meta, where Zoroark variants are not doing as well, and then other decks that weren't doing as well when Zoroark was big, like Vikabulu, are doing a lot better now. And then after Buzzrock and Vikabulu, we have Zoroark, which is pretty standard. Everyone knows that deck. But then Greninja had a really good showing this weekend. So Greninja was 8% of the top 4 in all of these League Cups. So that's pretty good. Greninja typically hasn't been doing that well, at least since I've been playing for the last year. It's sort of a deck that like a lot of people love, a lot of people hate just because they don't like playing against it. And then even the people who love it hate it sometimes because it bricks a lot. And then after that, Zoropod, and then Straight Guardy. I'm super excited that Straight Guardy is back because I loved that deck. And then Espeon Garb, that's pretty expected. Then Duskmane Magnezone. Duskmane Magnezone was a deck that people sort of dismissed. They're like, oh, it's no good. You rely on a stage 2 and an ability. So I'm surprised that that did well, especially with Espeon Garb doing as well. And then after that, attacking Hoopa, which has been getting a lot of hype, and I can understand why that deck is annoying to play against. For example, a League Cup I went to, not this weekend, but last weekend, everyone was getting ready, turning in their deck list, and someone like literally shouted, "There are 6 attacking Hoopa decks in this room," like shouted it aloud. And so... And it was actually true. Like, there was a ton of attacking Hoopa, but it was just so funny. Like, someone actually yelled that aloud. And then, after attacking Hoopa is Glaceon Zoroark. My boo! I love Glaceon so much, so I'm glad it's doing well. And then Zoroark Gardevoir, Zoroark Decidueye making a comeback. Kind of crazy. Zoroark Garbodor, which I don't know how that wins anything. And then straight up Golisopod. I also like straight up Golisopod. And then, I don't even know how to say this Pokemon's name. Miss Magus, I think. Miss Magus Garbodor. That was a surprise deck that came out of nowhere. Lucario Zoroark finally topped a little bit. Straight up Lucario. And then 2 Ho-Oh decks, Ho-Oh Kiawe and Zoroark Ho-Oh, which is new. Okay, so of these percentages, which ones actually made it to the top? So what we're looking at here is each deck and how many times it placed in a certain place. So now we're looking at first place. Out of all these League Cups, Zoroark got first place twice, Zoropod got first place twice, Greninja got first place twice. So it wasn't just a fluke thing. It wasn't one particular meta, although I don't know how related those 2 metas are, but it did get first place twice. And then there are 2 Guardy decks that made first place, straight up Guardy, and then Zoroark Guardy. So that's cool. And then my boo Glaceon got first place, second place. So one thing to note is that there's a lot of diversity in the decks that got first place. So basically this list is longer. There are more different types of decks that got first. But then in second place, we have a shorter list. So like Buzzrock, we all know that deck is super consistent, but it can have some bad matchups. But there were 3 of them that made it to second place, 3 Vikabulus that made it to second place, and 2 straight up Guardies that made it to second place. And then this is where the Zoroark Ho-Oh deck that is interesting that I need to look into placed. It was a second place deck. Then in third place, we had Espeon Garb represented well and Attacking Hoopa represented well. And then this is also where that Miss Mangus Garb deck came up. I'm going to look into that deck and see what it's supposed to do, and I might make a video about that because I am interested. And then fourth place, we had a lot of Buzzrock again, 2 Greninja decks, 2 Vikabulu decks, Dustmane Magnezone, that was also, one was in third place as well, Zoroark Decidueye, Zoroark Garbodor, and Zoroark. Let me know if any of you want me to go into like specifics of any of these decks and maybe look at some of these matchups as well. I can build them in real life or online and like play matchups out with people. I love to play Pokemon, so I'm open to testing whatever you guys want to see. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.